Alright, so this is mini bike build number 4. Let's get to it. Yeah, I think this is this is the 4th video. I know I said on the last video that we're going to get started on the wheels, but I think I want to weld this home first. I was going to leave it undone and just tacked in place, but uh, I think this is a good time to weld it home. It'll be fine. I don't need to change it. Yeah, now I'm saying that'll absolutely, I will be changing it. But I'm going to weld this home, and then we'll get on to the wheels. So let's get to it, eh? All right. It's all welded home, and I clean it up. But yeah, she's it's not the prettiest. It definitely will stay there. No doubt about it. All right. So what we got here is this is the original axle from the mini bike, right? Which went through a bearing, went through another bearing. Well, I went through this thing here, which is some kind of spacer, and then I went to the bearing in here in the sprocket. Well, I figured out what these wheels are. They're off a mobility scooter. Which why would you have for racing purposes only? Two for racing tires on a mobility scooter? Now, it don't matter. This is what I'm putting on it. Okay, which doesn't have a simple axle. It has this bearing on the outside. Which goes in the wheel. And then on here, if you look inside of there, it has needle bearings. Two of them. One on that side, one on this side. Then it has this pretty serious thrust washer in it. I mean, so and then this bearing goes on the other side. What I'm going to do I want to cut this axle up. See that step right there? That's where that thrust washer goes. So we'll cut it up on the welds. Right? We'll machine that down, make it look nice. And then I'm going to center drill this piece right here, get rid of the threads, center out the, this is 5/8. This is like some weird size. It's like 16 and a half. But I'll have enough meat on here to use this piece with the axle through it. And then I can space it out with the original spaces. Right? Boom. I don't have to machine anything. The only thing I do is center drill that, and put the 5/8 axle through it, and I can use these wheels, all the bearings and everything that are in it, I can use them. Make things a hell of a lot easier. So we're gonna MacGyver the crap out of this thing. And it should come out good. I mean, I should be able to do this with relative ease, and it'll come out nice. You know, I'll be able to adjust the tension on the thrust bearing and the outer bearing. And, yeah, that's exactly how we're going to do this. There's my piece. We're going to drill right through the center of that. Put our racks on. It's going to be easy than I thought. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I'll slow down. Come on, get in there straight. All right, here's what's happening. I was drawing this out, as you can see, and I would say I go right about here and start drilling. You know, this thing is hardened pretty far in where I can't get to it. I can't get anything to go through it. My drill bits won't work. So, we're going to have to scratch that idea. Yeah, I had to stop videoing and figure out what I'm going to do. And come up with a solution. I got this, which is hard metal. This is actually a bushing out of a swing arm on a 1982 Honda CB 650. I think it was a Super Sport. Whatever. That's what this is out of. This is hard metal. I mean, it's stupid hard. But we're going baron to metal, so it has to be hard and it's got to be perfect. You know, I had to grind this down on a tool post on somebody else's grinder, and I could not video it, so I had to do this off camera. But it's now to a point where I can do it with my lathe, with no problems. I want to cut this down, blah blah blah. But yeah, I couldn't video this, so I had to go somewhere. I mean, not everybody has access to something like a tool post grinder, or, you know. I just happen to, and I have to respect their wishes of not videoing in their shop. So, but nonetheless, I was able to get this done, and you know, now we can move forward with this. The idea. So you got those bearings there, right? So this is going to ride in those bearings, right? And then this is that truss bearing, which is crazy. It goes on here. So I'm going to cut this here. Or, you know, I could actually cut it to fit the space in between. Yeah, I could do that. I mean, I don't know. I'm on the fence yet. But that comes all the way through. I got to machine this down. I'll be able to machine that here. But you got that. And then I got to cut that down for this. This bearing's got to go in here. And this will go to the center. Right? Smells nice in there. So that's my idea. That's how I'm going to make all this work. I'm going to use original bearings and everything else for these wheels. And I'm going to make them work. One way or another, they will work. Alright. First thing I got to do is knock this thing right where I want it. I think right there will do it. Boy. Hear it? I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Yeah, there it is. I think that's where I'm going to cut it. Well, I'm going to cut it further up. Then put it in a lathe and turn it down. Alright, this looks like a good place to hold it, I guess. Ain't gonna go anywhere. Let's do it. Let's get to it. Find my gloves. hard enough. Hey, you see, boys and girls? That's what this is for. That thing would have just showered the shit out of me. But it didn't. Keep them guards on. Alright. This and this, which this goes on here. Okay. Then we got this bearing goes on here, like this. Okay. It's on there nice and square. And then this goes on there like that. Right? We're gonna have a spacer again. Right. So far, so good. Now all we got to do is get the depth of this, because this little guy right here goes on here, right? Yeah, so yeah, all I do is figure out where to cut that tube at. Right? So all I was gonna do is figure this where to cut this, and then all my tension is going to be made by this nut, which I'll put an eye lock on it. These threads are pretty beat up. I think we'll be all right. I mean, yeah, this is going to work out pretty good. So we'll figure out this tube. Right? I got to think about this for a minute. We need to figure out the length of that tube. Hold on. Okay. So there is approximately how much I need to take off right there. So if I measure that up and then take it off the other end. So that bearing's got to be in there. So let's measure that up and see what we get. And this is a disadvantage about being out in the cold, is the batteries die on these things. I can't find batteries that'll last. You know? I don't think I'm going to be able to measure it that way. mean, I don't have to be perfect. Because '21, 22 millimeter. '23. No, 22. '20. 20? 20. Let's try 19. 19. 19. Yep, 19 looks good. All right, let's get cut on that, eh? All right, what did I say? 19. Ah, this stuff's pretty hard. Probably break this one too. Right there. Lock it in. I hope this works. All right. Here goes nothing. Nice and slow. Stuff is hot. Wow, this stuff is hot. All right, we got it. All right, so this is all ready to go in there. All right. Put the bearing goes on this side. Beautiful. Oh yeah. Yep. Sure works good. It's nice. Alright. Go in there. So we get this bearing here. We get the two bearings in the center. And then we got this little bearing over here. Okay. So all that worked out good. Everything works out fine. What I got to do now is make the spaces. You know, the center of the wheel and the center of the forks. And make the spaces that go in between. Right, one there, one here. But yeah, she's ready to go. She is absolutely gonna work fine. Well, I was gonna do the spaces in here, but you know, the weather's been killing me. You know, single digits. I'm in a 140 square foot metal building with no insulation. The heater won't do nothing. What's that called? So when I do the brakes, I'll do the spaces. We'll get to that. But for now, I'm going to end this video. You know, we're looking good. The wheels are going to work good. We get the rear wheel done next. Then we'll move on to the brakes in these spaces, and we should be well on our way to working on the engine, getting that rolling. So, like, subscribe, comment if you want. You know, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.